Chuba Akpom could be back to break the championship yet again. He is being linked heavily with a move back to the championship to 2 clubs though, but which club will he end up signing for? Of course, he used to play for Middlesbrough, and Middlesbrough have gone back in for him after it looked to be that he was signing for Birmingham City on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy if they got promoted to the Premier League. But now it's all up in the air. The choice seems to be Chuba Akpom. Where does he want to end up? Does he want to choose being sentimental and going back to Middlesbrough, or does he really want to be ambitious? I mean, I don't want to be harsh on Middlesbrough and say that they're not ambitious, but you look at the project that Birmingham City have got going on right now, and you've got to say the ambitious move is to go to Birmingham City and have them kind of Premier League ambitions in future years and be a part of the Birmingham City project. If you're Birmingham City and you're a Middlesbrough fan, do hit subscribe on this channel. It takes 1 second, and we do daily content around your clubs and daily championship content as well. So if you're a Boro and Birmingham fan, do hit subscribe on the channel. And do drop a like as well if you do go on to enjoy the video about Chuba Akpom. So of course we all remember Chuba Akpom a few seasons ago playing for Middlesbrough under Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick got the best out of this guy out of nowhere. He was struggling with Middlesbrough before he went out on loan over to the Greek League, and he came back to Middlesbrough under Michael Carrick, and he just had an unbelievable season where he went ahead and won the Championship Player of the Year, was the top scorer in the division, scored 28 goals in the Championship, 7 more than Victor Gyökeres, by the way, who's now at Arsenal, and then of course got that move then to Ajax. And a lot of people label him as, in English football anyway, a one-season wonder in English football, and that was the season where Michael Carrick just got the best out of him. An unbelievable season where he did pretty decent at Ajax when he first signed for them, 25 games, 11 goals in the Dutch league, but then since then he has kind of struggled last season. 8 goals for Ajax, and then he went out on loan to Lille as well for half the season, where he did score 3 goals, and as I say, he's kind of lost his way a little bit, and I think a return to English football to either one of these clubs would be a fantastic move for Chuba Akpom, and I think it would be a good move for both clubs. Whoever ends up signing Chuba Akpom anyway, whoever ends up signing, I think has got themselves a serious player on their hands who last time was in the Championship completely lit it up. And if we just have a look at the Championship season where Chuba Akpom was on fire, just going back to that, we'll just pick out a game from a couple of seasons ago when Chuba Akpom was playing for Middlesbrough. Here we go, 3-1 game against Hull, and Akpom scored in that game as well with Cameron Archer. And this is the kind of link-up that I wanted to talk about. Now, Michael Carrick kind of changed Akpom's kind of positionally from a number 9 striker that we've known him for his whole career pretty much, or a wide player, into that kind of number 10 role / second striker in behind Cameron Archer. And that was where we saw the best out of Chuba Akpom, with a serious link-up with Cameron Archer. Genuinely, in recent years, one of the best EFL duos. That duo was ridiculous. And Middlesbrough that season will feel like they had such a good opportunity to get promoted, losing in the playoffs in the end. But that attack with Akpom, I remember the game that sticks out to me the most was the game against Sheffield United, where those two were just absolutely on fire. And that is a serious link-up where you think, could he maybe get back to them kind of levels again in the Championship? Because last time he was there, this is what he was doing. Now let's just start off by talking about Birmingham City and the situation with them and bringing in Chuba Akpom. Because how greedy, sorry Birmingham City, but how greedy. You've already got Jay Stansfield, £15 million spent on. Kyogo, almost £10 million spent on. And now you're talking about another striker. Now, the question is, where would he play for Birmingham? What kind of position would he take up for Birmingham? Because as I say, last time he was in the Championship, when we saw the best out of Akpom, was in that kind of second striker role. Where could he play that for Birmingham? It definitely gives them a bit more flexibility. If we just look at their lineup that they played against Nottingham Forest, you think you could really strike up some partnerships with some players in there. You've got Jay Stansfield, who played in that 9 position for Birmingham in the game against Nottingham Forest and did score. You put Chuba Akpom behind him. You've got a pacey striker in Jay Stansfield. Similar kind of mould to Cameron Archer. Obviously not the same player. They're obviously different players. But in terms of likes to get in behind, running behind, and being a nuisance running them channels, Jay Stansfield does thrive in them kind of situations. And having a player like Akpom who can maybe link up with, of course, Jay Stansfield's still developing his game. Still a very young player. What is he, 21? 22 years old now, Jay Stansfield. Linking up with a player like Chuba Akpom who's got that kind of experience at Championship level could be a really good duo, and it could really do Jay Stansfield a world of good. And as well as that, of course, he has that flexibility Akpom does. If they want to sign him as kind of a 9, he can also play in that number 9 role, and he can also play in the wide positions as well, where, of course, Stansfield can also play. Gives Birmingham that flexibility. But when I say how greedy, you've got Jay Stansfield, 15 million. You've got then Kyogo you've also signed as well, almost £10 million. You're talking well over £20 million spent on strikers there. Adding Chuba Akpom to the mix, I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just give us a chance, lads. Come on, just give us a chance. But you've got 3 strikers there, and you've also got Lyndon Dykes, who offers a little bit something different as well in terms of hold-up play, target man, someone who can come on off the bench as well. You got 4 different striking options going into the new season, which is crazy to think about. But these players do have flexibility, as I say. You've got Akpom, who can then maybe drift back into a second striker or maybe a 2 up top for Birmingham in a different system. You've also got him who can play out wide as well. You've got Stans, who can go out to the left as well. You've got many different options in that Birmingham City side now, and I think Akpom, in terms of tactical flexibility, definitely offers that. And in terms of quality player as well, which we've seen in the Championship, we definitely know he has that kind of quality as well. And with Birmingham City, it says as well, it'd be a loan deal with an obligation to buy is what I'm seeing. If they get promoted to the Premier League, it will be an obligation to buy. And that, to me, kind of shows the ambition that Birmingham have got. It kind of backs up the points that I've been saying in previous videos, where these guys aren't here to mess about. They're putting obligations in the contract saying if we get promoted, they're confident they will be in a promotion battle this season. If it's not automatic promotion, it'll be definitely a playoff battle, which for me personally, I think the playoff battle at a minimum for Birmingham City this season with the team that I'm looking at that they've got. And then for automatic promotion, I genuinely think they've got an outside chance with the momentum that they've got. And all it takes is a couple of teams to falter, and Birmingham City could definitely be there to pounce. And you look at the quality of the players, and you're bringing in a Chuba Akpom player then, who last time was in the Championship, literally got Championship Player of the Year and scored 28 league goals. Obviously, he's fallen off in the last couple of years, and you can call him a one-season wonder, but there's no doubt there's a quality player there. Now, moving on, if he was to go to Middlesbrough, which obviously, as I say, I spoke earlier, Birmingham's kind of the ambitious move because they have real plans to get into the Premier League and stay there. Middlesbrough don't kind of have their... I think Birmingham obviously kind of have a real plan. Middlesbrough is a bit more like up in the air with what's going on right now. Of course, they're always in and around the playoffs. They're always in the mix come the end of the season. That's just basically the Middlesbrough way, isn't it? They're always up there in the Championship. It's very rare they're not in the playoff picture at a minimum. And I think Boro, for making a signing like Chuba Akpom, of course, the fans already love him. He's so well highly thought of over there. And you just think that it's a perfect move for him in terms of he knows the place. Obviously, it's a different manager, there's a few different players. But as I say, the fans taken to him, fans would take to him straight away and be absolutely buzzing with that signing. And that's a signing that would really get Middlesbrough fans excited going into the new season, because there definitely is a few kind of reservations on Middlesbrough right now in terms of their fan base, and my reservations as well in terms of them, the way that they are going to play and set up under Rob Edwards, of course, the new manager. And of course, you know, it's a different manager now. You don't have Michael Carrick there, who Chuba Akpom obviously loved playing for, and Michael Carrick really got the best out of it. We've not seen in Chuba Akpom's whole career, let's be real, until Michael Carrick came in. And as I say, it's a different personnel as well, because you've got different players in there now. You've got Finn Azaz in there, who can kind of play in that number 10 role, who can also operate from the left. Would Finn Azaz kind of play more on the left in the season if Akpom did come in? You got Morgan Whittaker, who came in, who's obviously right-sided player, who has really struggled for Middlesbrough and struggled for Plymouth really since for a while really before he even signed for Middlesbrough. We didn't really see the best out of Whittaker, even at the back end towards his career at Plymouth, and that's a player that they need to get the best out of. But they do have a player that I think would link up really, really nicely with Chuba Akpom in Tommy Conway, who scored 13 goals. I've spoken a bit about Tommy Conway on the page already. 13 goals last season in 27 starts, 36 games played altogether. Give this guy a full season, which I think he'll be Middlesbrough's main man this season in terms of number 9. Give this man a full season and put Chuba Akpom just behind him, and just as a second striker, you could be looking at another Cameron Archer, Chuba Akpom partnership in Tommy Conway and Chuba Akpom just a couple of years later, because Conway's got that kind of potential. He's still 22 years old. He's still got time to develop as well, still got room to still develop, still a bit that he needs to work on in my opinion, but a striker that can run in behind, likes to run the channels, and is a poacher as well. I think he could link up really, really nicely with Chuba Akpom, and I think for Middlesbrough that's a real statement signing if they were to bring him in. Now, as I say, the question mark is, what will Chuba Akpom choose? Obviously, we'll kind of find out in the next few days. I think a Championship move is perfect for him, and I think both clubs would be a good move for him ideally. But if you're talking about guaranteed game time, being the main man, the fans love you straight away, the sentimental value, Middlesbrough, of course, obviously are going to be ahead in terms of that. But the question is then, does he think, do I want to play in the Premier League in the next few? Do I want to have that opportunity? He's 29 now. Do I want to have that one last opportunity to maybe play in the Premier League and play, you know, get some actual game time in the Premier League, which I don't even know really. He definitely didn't get much game time in the Premier League if he was at Arsenal, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he probably got absolutely nothing really. So he's got an opportunity there. Maybe if he signs for Birmingham City, he does well and they get promoted, then he has that opportunity. But does he also believe that Middlesbrough could go ahead and get promoted as well? as I say, I think either club will be a great move for him. I think Middlesbrough get out and out game time. The fans love him straight away. Birmingham City have that kind of project and that ambition where you really do believe they will be in the Premier League in the years to come. And that could be a last chance for Chuba Akpom at playing Premier League football, joining Birmingham City. But either way, I think it'd be great to see Chuba Akpom back in the Championship. We know last time how good he was, 28 goals, and this guy will be cooking in the Championship, I think, for whatever team he signs for. And there's seriously a player in there still, even though he has struggled over the last 12 months or so. So anyway, let me know what you think of Chuba Akpom. Let me know where you think he should end up, and let me know if you want him. If you're a Birmingham City fan, do you even want Chuba Akpom? And let me know if you're a Boro fan. I'm sure you would be wanting Chuba Akpom. But let me know where do you think you should go. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. It takes 1 second. It'd be very greatly appreciated. If you're a Boro and Birmingham fan, do hit that subscribe button. It takes 1 second. We do daily Championship content, and we talk about your teams pretty much every single day as well. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it takes 1 second. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.